Good morning and thank you for joining me on another day of Garage Workouts, your garage, your gym. Today we're gonna focus on chest. There is other muscles also involved when we work on chest. We're gonna get our timer going. And so basically when you work chest, we're gonna also work our shoulders and triceps. So, but the focus is gonna be basically chest. Everything is gonna be done on our bench. So that's something I like. You know, we're gonna be working all the bench today, just bench. So today is basically chest on the bench. We're not gonna do push-ups. Well, there's like a narrow push-up. I call it the Airborne narrow push-up. We're gonna do that at the very end of the first round, and we're gonna repeat it. So simple series, we have 4 exercises. And we're gonna repeat it twice. Okay, we're gonna have wide, we're gonna have narrow, we're gonna have flies, and we're gonna have airborne push-ups on the bench. All right, let's keep running. Move those arms in circles. Excited about the workout today. It's a really good workout. I really like this one. Go back here. Yeah, have more space in there. Remember, I only have about like 50 square feet in there, so you know, like I have this space right there because the other space is occupied by my tower, and but we haven't been doing a tower for a while, but we're gonna restart on the next phase of the series. Okay, so first we're gonna start with wide press. My goal today is 3. At least 3 on each, and it's all about chest, but my shoulders are also working here, you know, and my triceps are also working here. Not as much as the chest, but they're working as well. Let's keep pushing here. It's heavy. I like heavy for the chest. Always creating that tension, and I got it. First one done. Inhale, exhale. Let's go for number 2, right here. Okay, we got wide. Let's go. Wowie, lots of burn. Let's go for number 3. Couldn't lift on that one, that last one. Still have 20 seconds. Let's go for number 4. And cardio. Okay. Wow. Lots of burn right here on the chest. Feels awesome. So we got our first one done. Goal was 3. I did 4. That's really good. Sometimes on the second round we do more sets because we do less reps, right? And why we do less reps? Because we're tired. But that means more burn to the muscle, more work on it. Okay, next one. Chest bench flies. All right, so I'm gonna do flies next. I'm gonna reduce the load a little bit on this one. I have 2 sets of weights right there. I'm gonna start with the heaviest ones, see how that works. And then I go to the, if I need to switch, I will. To the less heavy ones. Let's see how that works. For the flies, I don't need a lot of weight. I need just enough. This way is better. cannot bring my left arm lower than that because of injury I have on my shoulder. What I'm gonna do instead is inflate the chest. Okay, that's good. Number one. Alright, let's go for two. Right here. Let's go for three. Yeah, a little less gives a little bit of relief, especially on that shoulder that has been injured in the past. That's three. 15 seconds left, let's go for four. We can do one more. Four. Awesome. Let's put it on those sides. And cardio. Wow. Tremendous work. You go sideways like that. Had an injury on this shoulder in the past, like 2.5 years ago, but still, if I overextend it, I feel a lot of pressure right there, so have to be careful. Otherwise, I can go all the way down, but it's just a little hard to do it with a shoulder like that. So always, you know, like, if I got injured, I take some measurements so I don't get hurt. I don't hurt myself. All right, let's keep running. Next one. That straight dumbbell press, narrow dumbbell press. Okay, so let's go back to our heavy ones for the press. 1 and 2. All right, right here. In, right there. This is kind of like a tricep press. You know, it's a little less wide, it's more narrow, but I'm feeling this on my shoulder already. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna bring my elbows in and just press straight like that. I like to press in an angle, but because of the shoulder, I have to press straight instead of that way. All right, let's go for number 2. Remember, if it's too hard, you know, we can always reduce the weight a little bit. I might have to do that, but not yet. I think I have one more here. Four. Okay. Little break. That was 3. 26 seconds. Let's go for 4. Cardio. For the second round, I'm going to have to reduce the load a little bit on the wider ones because I'm feeling already that on the shoulder. I kind of like, I have like a full thickness there on the supraspinatus, 2.5 years ago. It has recovered, but it's not perfect. So if I overextend, overstretch that area, I feel it. I don't want to injure it. So the smart thing to do is reduce the load. I'm reducing only 5 pounds just to help my body, you know, deal with the second round. Second round is always harder than the first one because you're tired already from the first one. Okay. All right, so these push-ups here are narrow, and I call it the airborne because you're pushing yourself away from the bench. These are the airborne bench push-ups. All right. Next one, I'm gonna go there. I need to keep doing this, but I need a little bit of relief of pressure on the shoulder. So reducing the resistance a little bit is actually a good idea. I still feel the work, I still feel it hard, but I don't have to compromise my joints on this. That's number 2. Remember, we talked about this technique in the past many times. It's called the HRST. That stands for high resistance simulation training. So, you know, I doing a lot of resistance right here. Not as much as the bench will be down, but you know, my body is feeling that resistance like if the bench is down all the way. And that's why it's kind of like simulating that I'm doing the hardest one without doing the hardest one. So that's the technique. I like it. I apply it. 7 seconds left. This is my last one here.
Cardio.
Awesome. Okay. Back there. Let's run. Now, to remind everybody, every time you do, for example, this last exercise, and I'm pushing, I'm contracting my abs. I push, contract my abs. Push, contract my abs. I've been saying this since the very beginning of our garage workout and in workouts that we did years ago on the channel. 15, 20 years ago. I've been saying this for a long time. Every time you push, if you do chest press, at the end you tie up your stomach. Always involve your stomach, the core, dynamic tension. If you cannot do a lot of weight, do a little less, but tense your body while you're doing it. Okay. So we go back to wide press. Right here. And we go wide. Right there. Now notice I go slowly down and I press a little faster. Okay, I like to keep this space, especially for chest. This space is actually good for chest, you know, and it actually helps my shoulder dealing with that little injury I had years ago. One more. Okay, that's one. Let's go for 2. Right here. Same deal. Let's go for 2. That's 2. Let's go for 3. Wow. Let's go for 4. Still have 15 seconds. Let's try 5. You see that left arm, left shoulder is kind of getting weak. Let's put this here. Alright. So at the very end, you could see that I struggled to push that one up when I first started. It's because of the shoulder. But I was able to do 5. Remember I said before, you know, sometimes in the second round you're able to do more sets because you're tired and you do less reps. Less reps means less time. So in that amount of time, you can add another set at the very end. That's what you did on the first round. So that's good. I got 5 sets. Very good. Okay, this next one, I'm gonna do flies. This time I will start with the lightest weights for flies. I'm not gonna start with the heavier ones because I'm feeling the shoulder, I have to be careful. So, I mean, they're lighter, but still they're heavy, you know. Lighter doesn't mean light. It's just lighter than the ones before, but still heavy. All right, right there, slowly, slowly. That's one. Wow, right here. I'm really feeling that. Okay, let's go. Maybe, no, doesn't work well, it's actually worse. I was trying to do a different angle. Just higher angle. I'm not going all the way down, not because I can't. No, not because I don't want to, but because I can't. It's because I can feel that on the shoulder a lot. Right there. That's probably the max. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift my chest. Maybe that helps. Okay, that's good. That's 3. Let's go for 4. That's 4. And that's it. That's 4 and that's it. Let's put this away.
Cardio.
I'm not gonna be using those on the next one just because it's not enough weight to push straight. So I'm gonna start with my Bowflex dumbbells, and if I need to push a little less, I'll put them down and I switch to my other ones. And that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see how that works. I'm breaking a sweat. Wow. Well, the garage is warm. I mean, still summertime, you know, in Florida. So it is warm here. Can't wait for the winter days to come up. Oh, it's gonna be much easier. We might not even need the fan. So those will be awesome days. But still, you know, another 3 months for that to happen. All right, let's go. So now we're doing straight arms, straight press. Right there. Elbows in, that protects my shoulder. So that's how I'm gonna be doing this. usually is here. You know, it's narrower, but it's not all the way narrow. It's a little bit opening. Right here, I'm just using my triceps and chest to push this up. That was one. Very good. Let's go for two. Couldn't lift that one. Okay, that's two. Let's go for three. That's three. Let's go for four. Still have 15 seconds. Let's go for five.
Cardio.
Beautiful. I got 5 on that one. So most likely, I mean, if you see the first round, I did about 4, right? I think I did 4 on all of them. Second round, I'm doing 5. And people might be thinking, well, how can you do more? If you already had a run and you were not be able to do more than 4. Well, because you're tired, so you don't do as many reps, which translates into more sets. That's it. I'm still tired, you know, but I got one more. Airborne. So I'm gonna start with this flat, see how my shoulder is doing, and then I'm gonna move it up and continue if I have to.
Athletic work.
We'll see how that works. So we'll start right here, start down and up. You can do this on the chair as well. You know, if you cannot go that low, you can do it on the floor as well. At the very end, I'll show you the very good airborne push-ups, how they actually work. Wow. Let's go for number 2. My shoulder is not bothering me that much now. It's probably because it's all warm up now. That's 2. Let's go for 3. Wow, that's 3. Still 50 seconds left. Let's go for 4. What a great workout. Just chest. It feels all pumped up. Not just this chest, but shoulders, triceps, you know. And right here, I'm also working my abs and my lower back. That's 5. 12 seconds. Let's go. 2, 3, 4. 1 more.
Cardio.
Wow, cardio. All right. What an awesome workout for the chest. All right, cardio, inhale, exhale. So now we'll run as I put these things back in place. If you are actually doing this, just keep jogging. just keep running or marching, you know, so you can see our stretches now. Inhale, exhale. Remember, if you're new to this, hire a trainer that will help you. Okay, you're doing all this at your own risk. So this is for educational purposes. That's it. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna put these things back real quick so we can start our stretch. I'll put this here and these there. And just move this here for now. All right. Ooh. Let's stretch that chest first. What a great workout. Just using the bench. See, it really doesn't need much. Now, everything that we did on the bench can be also done on the floor. So if you don't have a bench, you can use the floor for that. Only thing with the floor is sometimes you cannot get deeper, but you know, the floor will just hold you there so you get on a 90-degree angle when you're doing your presses. But it works, believe me, it works. It does work. You can also use a ball, like my fitness ball that I have over there. I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a fitness ball. If you lay on your fitness ball, then you can actually get wider, you know, with your back on the fitness ball. All right, let's continue. Slowly roll back up. Inhale, exhale, up, down. Slowly roll back up. Stay until the very end. At the end, I'm going to show you the airborne push-ups. Okay, this is going to help my chest is take a little rest, so I can do the airborne push-ups and show you those. Now, if you rewind all the way to my very first garage workouts on this series, there are airborne push-ups. There are routines that have actually airborne push-ups. You will see them right there. Okay, we did that now. Oh, with twist, yes. With twist, I think we did. So one more here. Okay, now shoulder, very important. So grabbing my hands together, shoulders back, hands down, shoulders back, hands down, shoulders back. Right there. Okay, stretch one neck, stretch the other. Very, very good. Shoulders back. Feels good. Shake it. Good. I'm gonna stretch a little bit my legs. I'm gonna grab my chair. All right. One side. And now the other. Awesome. Okay. Let's put this thing back. Whew. Lots of sweat. When I get my rubber roller over there, so I'm gonna need it in a little bit. So first thing I'm gonna do, my froggies. Froggies. Stretch those legs with the froggies. bit. Right. Right here. One arm to the side. Other side. Good. Both legs straight. Ooh. Up here, stretch. Back. Switch. I'm doing a little bit different today. Now for the twists, I'm gonna do it on the floor. Just because this really helps stretching my shoulders. So I like it like this. Alright, stretch it one side. And now towards the other direction. Right there. Wow, excellent. Low. Roll. Okay, and now, right here. Wow, already cracked the back. Let's go back a little more, more space. Feels like my traps need this more than anything. A lot of tension while doing these exercises on the bench. So right here, I'm just putting a little more effort in putting pressure on that area. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, you sit right here, back and forth. And now, my legs. And now my calves. And now my quads. And last, my chest. Very important after working the chest. Ooh, that feels good. You pop the sternum right there. Alrighty. Awesome work. Girls and boys, don't forget to subscribe. Share the video, like the video so you can get to people that may need to see this more than you and me, okay? With that being said, tomorrow we've been working very hard this whole week. Tomorrow we're going to stretch. Tomorrow is my next workout. I hope it's yours too, okay? So let's stretch tomorrow. We have functional stretch. See you then. Peace.